Good. Hi, I'm Zinc, and this is Game Development. Yeah. As I have a lot of tasks to do, it seems so. Yeah, I don't remember what I did. No, it's not building at the moment. And I have plenty of changes pending. It's map changing, orbits, colliders. Just try things out and see if it goes. That's not right. What? Doesn't show where the error is. In the docs file for some reason. Oh, because I added the wrong file. Okay, solution. Or more like edit the project file. LF done. Yeah. It's added MD file for compiling for some reason. So now it should at least be able to build better. Okay, system map opens. Oh, you wanted to make some kind of like animation and transition from galaxy map to system map. Cool, build succeeded. They changed layouts, the layouts quite a bit. That needs debugging. Okay. That is... I zoomed out and it broke. It seems that the camera isn't following. Ship controller. Wait, where's the camera come? The camera is in system scene for some reason. But technically no. Camera. I guess then the camera should be in the ship itself. Not in the system. Okay. Whoa. Oh, I have no drag. That's why. Where's my drag then? Why my ship has no settings for it? Also, why there's so many errors? Oh, because collisions are failing. Ship controller. Drag 0.1, 0.4. An incoming snow name clashes with capital alert in the scene. But it shouldn't have it. Except if maybe the main scene actually adds a camera. Nope. Maybe it does need to like jump from one scene to another. That's better. Okay, now I can fly around, which is good. The tooltip seems to be working okay. The scale does not work. So temporarily let's disable the zoom. The zoom is disabled. Too many variables, and that's why it's not working. Too many things were changed, but okay. Fly about, zoom does not work. Good, panning should also not work because we just fly around. Enter the orbit, and orbit enters. Fly to a different place. Orbit speed is 0. I'm pressing it does not orbit. What are these errors? Oh, just a bunch of not implemented methods. System collider entered area 2D. I guess I need to resolve which system I'm colliding with. What is my main spawn in? I don't know. Main scene, system map scene. So how do we resolve this? First I need to see what kind of object I'm spawning in the main scene. Which in that case I need to have a remote app scene root main scene galaxy star container, and container has star node star node. Star node has a visual. Wait. Star node has a visual, which is the shader. UI interaction area, which is mouse collisions. So clean this. And player interaction area, which is when the player actually goes into the place. I could do that reverse. Instead of a ship controller. Actually, good question. Let's actually look it up. Should the player... Okay. Game dev, I guess Godot. Should character controller by about collision or collided object area state the state. Because collisions. System collider. Area 2D. Yeah, it could be the player that actually resolves it. Okay, var parent if parent is start node. Yep. Close the system. Closest system body. Body. I think that's a bit better. Also, I can probably reduce this thing in scale. Yeah, to use less screen space. Who bent now is system body. Kinda, I don't know. Wait, that's exited. That's not even the right one. We need entered. Parent to star node. Exited and close the systems equals no. Whatever. Okay, that should count the collisions, and now we also probably need to print that out. Something like that. Sure, let's try running it. I'm launching the game is kinda silly, but I guess it gives time for the engine to load. Okay. There is a problem. Why this debug is on this screen? Project settings, windowed. Absolute. Can I select which screen it runs on? Maybe. Okay. running. Should make myself more comfortable. That's not the right one, but whatever. So. I likely need to filter. Okay, debug seems to be working. Where's my producer logs? Produced. Godot print. Okay, don't need it. Clear the logs so I could actually see what's happening. Well, that's definitely not correct. Gets parent. It's multi-firing the collisions. I need to actually show collision shapes. Yeah, it's getting collisions even though it's not actually running. Very likely because the system it almost gets collisions for everything. Why? You're not colliding, do you? Oh. The collision layer is incorrect. Player interaction. The layer galaxy system. Is it monitoring? Wait a minute. I think it just collides with itself, likely. Should be colliding with only this ship though. I need a new test scene. Test scene. Create new scene. System ship collision. Which needs a start node. It needs capital ship. bugged out. Guess the way I set up the system, it kinda breaks tests. Capital ship when it has colliders, and star node when it has colliders. So I guess I don't need this area. Let's go in star node scene. Doesn't have anything. Visuals. Star node. Wait, but now it will not be interactive. Yeah, now it's not interactive. Interesting. Let's try with debugging. Yes. It broke something. Yeah, it does not trigger. Means I forgot how to do collisions properly. It does enter the orbit though, which is nice. I forgot how to do collisions. Good. Let's learn about it. Collisions. Functions, no. get colliding bodies. Yeah, I guess it does need a collision. So you have UI interaction area, which is not the right area. Input pickable. Should not be interacting with the ship though. Somehow it still does. So I add an area to the vision shape circle. It's not pickable, so the mouse does not interact with it, and collision layer. It's a galaxy system. Collides with ship. And it's not monitoring, it's monitorable, I think. Physics introduction. Yeah, monitorable to be detected by other monitoring areas. So the capital ship system collider is not a monitorable. Same as a body scanner. Mouse collider. Not sure. Okay. It instantly triggered the area enter. Okay, what's this parent then? Its parent is a light mask. What? It's a system called System 1. Now it just triggers through every system. How are you triggering everything? It literally triggered every system. Why? Okay. Why are you constantly triggering? Yeah, it's just constantly. Hmm. Like, it triggers when it's actually not even there. Hmm. Hello. Not great. There's a lot of bugs and quite difficult to understand what's happening. Yeah, for context, I'm trying to make collisions work properly. But things are being triggered in the way it should not be. Right, let me show you a debug window here. Okay, we have the game. Yeah, so for example, you cannot see the game itself at the moment because I had it hidden. You can probably reduce the size so you could see the debugging. Yeah, that makes more sense now. Yeah, we have the thing, spins it out. Okay, we approach and it suddenly triggers through all of them. Yeah, it's not triggering anything, but it still counts as triggered. What if I change amount of stars I have to 1 and disable the scene? System scene. Process disabled. Okay. Galaxy. Where do it change the amount of stars it has? Unseen data. Huh? Where did I set the star count? Galaxy node? Star hover area says that's probably not the right thing. Main body. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of difficult at the moment, but I'm doing something. Just, I guess, good enough at the moment. Yeah. Galaxy. How many galaxies does it want? Do you want? Game. Oh, it's in the game that generates the galaxies generator. Star count. Let's make it 2. Should be enough. Yeah, with 2 stars should be easier to debug. that is not the right window at all. What? Oh look, it's a bug. Could not find a suitable system for a player. Get a home system. Okay, I can comment this out. I don't need this one. Home system, don't need it. And I can make it here 0. Yeah, a bit of commenting things out. Cargo capacity, whatever. Good. Make 2 stars. 2 stars should be enough to debug, because now when there's 1,000 stars, yeah, debug does not cooperate. Good. I have a single star. And it did not trigger the collision. Actually, it did trigger the collision. Yeah. Leave the star. Enter the star. Seems good. I may need to reduce the radius though. Or it could be that it just generated a single star. Make 3 stars, radius 200 pixels, I guess. Okay. Okay, we have 2 colliding ones. Anyways, if I approached here, enter system 0. Enters 2 stars. Yeah, that makes sense because it enters multiple collisions. And that seems to be okay. Okay. I think I know what was happening. The system scene itself has a capital ship. That is not correct. So I may need to reparent it or change the... Okay. So it enters the star system, sets the closest star. Okay. And then when I press E, it should set the closest star to some, well, it should enter the orbit. orbit anchor. Enter manual mode. I just remove the orbiting at all for Galaxy C. Orbits. I guess it's the controller that says that we start entering the Galaxy enter manual mode. Not really. Body scanner. Okay, it should be enter system C. What calls the enter system C? Start transition. Enter system requested. Enter system requested. None of this is useful. None of this is useful. Handle orbit input. Camera, don't need it. So this should get me a closest star from capital ship, closest system. Make it public, I guess. Public. Closest system. So go to main scene, we say, hey, we capital ship closest system. If system is not equals null, then we start system enter transition, system enter. Now we get into the problem of why is it asking for star node? Because it's size system body. Technically, no. Relax. And then this one should be not system body, but star node. Like this. Sure. And it gets the location. Nope. Pan and zoom to the port. Target position. That probably explains why it transitioned improperly. I met the ship, so I don't need to. Enter system scene. Hide galaxy node. Reset maintain transform. Maybe. Switch bodies, cannot set bodies to set of galaxy. That is an odd way of doing this. Something like that. Let's see how it behaves. It's quite messy. That's what happens when you let some bot make stuff. Okay, flies about. Yeah. Enter the system, press E. Press E again, that happens nothing. Oh look, I started orbiting for some reason. Okay, if I press E again, nothing happens. Why? Let me guess, because it does not enter this piece of code. Yep. This needs to be up. Okay. That kinda worked. I'm just questioning why everything is within the same orbit. Okay, it moved a layer. Well, it kinda works, kinda, but that's not good enough. And probably move the ship too. Capital ship. Hey, why cannot move you? I clicked something. Because it's on ready, it does not load the ship data for some reason from game state. Let's get that to transition. Yeah. Player ship. Wait, no. The ship data is null. Ship data is... No, ship is not. Of course it's not, because it was not initialized. Because system scene has no reference to the ship. Okay. So it cannot be set though. System. System scene. Ship. Set the reference to the ship. Look at this nonsense. Apply drill. Nonsense. I hate it. I want to just delete everything. Well, delete a lot of parts of the code. Okay. Okay, collided, set the parent, okay. Now press enter, and we enter. Good. Why is it failed to do the orbits now? No idea. And why it triggered the system collider entered? Good question. Well, at least it's orbits the right thing. What if I disable the galaxy? That was amazing. Maybe you do need to disable the galaxy when entering. Main scene. Do you have reference to the galaxy node? Yeah, you do. So when we enter, Enter system. Not only hide, disable. Can process, set process. Set process false. Okay, why the orbits are failing? Yeah, it seems that the collision of previous system still counts. And on orbit does not work. Which button was it? Project settings, input map. R. Or leave orbit as Q actually. Leave orbit. Drill out. First of all, the animation was definitely not working. But does it matter? Not really. I'm wondering why the system app does not actually. System. How the hell are you doing this? First of all, why the orbits are not working anymore? Why? Sucks. Where are you getting those collisions from? It's not the system. Huh? It's The scene is hidden. How the hell are you? Scene. Main scene. Galaxy scene should be freaking disabled. It's not. Oh. Wait. Yeah, Galaxy node should be disabled. Okay, now it works. So none of our bodies seem to be working. Hi. Seems like one of my notifications is not working. I need to fix it up. Clickety, clickety. Right. I may not have noticed. I don't know for how long, but I need to fix one thing. I guess. Sure. Yeah. Now it's working. Good. Yeah, I'm trying to fix collisions and transition between two scenes. And it's not going well. But switch. So basically have the root scene and the system scene. System scene failed to work at all. What changed in the system scene? Nothing. Ship node path. System scene should not have a... Yeah. The thing is, with this kind of, I guess, system, I'm going for 2D because it focuses on the gameplay elements rather than realism, because space is large and very slow. So that's why I'll be focusing on like 2D elements, because it's easier, I guess, and I can focus on the systems themselves. Like if you like look at like Stellaris, or yeah, for example, Stellaris, also 2D. Still works very well. Whee! Spinning around. Why my orbits fail? Orbits, main scene. For some reason, all of the orbits failed. Is it because in the main scene? Okay, if I close this one, go to the code. Main scene. Now in the game. Home system preset. That is not the right one. Get the home system, also not the right one. Why my orbit started failing? Let's see what I did delete. Wait a minute. Maybe? Main scene. Not the set process through because that does not seem to be working. Process mode and always? I don't know, suddenly it started failing the orbiting. There was a game, Space Pirates and Zombies. The first one was 2D, it had something unique which is not replicated by newer ones. Yeah. It lets you focus on the main systems rather than like visuals. Because you can always make a sequel which has 3D, but if your gameplay sucks, you can't really do anything about that. The most fancy graphics will not save you from bad gameplay. Yep. So, the conclusion is why it failed. Because the process I used the wrong way to disabling the system. But look, it flies around. It's a planet. It's a ship. And I could just whee. Okay. Which is quite good. Like the tiny blobs are places which you will be able to build. So when you want to disable the scene or a node, you need to use process mode rather than set process. No, it's... Thanks you for correcting. The Godot started making some kind of nonsense. Look. It for some reason switches to the wrong window. I don't know why. It used to work better. So Q does nothing, E does nothing. Current drill depth should be exiting the map. And now it does not detect when they enter the orbits. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, for some reason it decided, hey, capture specific window. Cancel. Window. BGS debug. Yeah. Okay, maybe it will work. So if we are about here, we can see the system name. We enter, it enters the system. It's the same yellow dwarf. We fly about, and Now I want to make it start orbiting these bodies. But from the logs I see it does not detect it. I think it's good time to actually make a checkpoint. Refactoring. Do not use that process. That fails. Which in that case, I think that's also not set process. Process mode. Process mode disabled. Sure. I need to amend that commit. Okay. So in the system scene, when we add bodies, they don't process that correctly because it does not have properly colliders. Body node. Interaction area. That's not a ship. The body node is a body. It interacts with the ship. While in the ship, we have body scanner. It's a ship and interacts with bodies. Yes. Okay. And I also need to do that for the orbital slots, probably too. Collision. It's a body and interacts with the ship. Okay, let's see. Good, it worked immediately. Enter orbit, I'm flying about. I don't think I actually made code for that. No, I did. Enter body. That did not do anything. Is it because it has no orbitals? It's doing something. Yeah. It never orbits nor moves. At least it detects. Back to the code, I guess. So body scanner. processed body. And I guess scene 1 will be orbited body. Yeah. Orbit candidate? Not really. The symbolic mechanism where you enter the planet and then you see the same planet and its moons was an old game Star Control. Star Control, let me check it out. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is like I enter the star, I zoom in. I enter the planetary system, I zoom in again, so there would be like less transitions and less panels. More like you just get either closer or further away. Star Control, 1990. That is so long time ago. Ooh, it's basically ASCII graphics. Okay, I cannot tell anything from the images in the video. It's such an old game. Whoa, it's pseudo 3D. Alright, let me... VGA. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm doing that in a similar way. Because from what I see when I played space simulators, transitions were classically dangerous. Opening Galaxy map breaks immersion because it's open a new window and you basically don't feel like you're in the ship anymore. It's just another panel. Oh, what is happening in that game? It's a lot of clickety sounds. But yeah, I guess it's kind of like similar fashion as the Star Control. But for me it will be most focusing on the expansion of the, I guess, empire. You know, that's how games usually go, like, you take things you like, you put it into your own game. Other people like it more, or don't like something, you just make it something different and just build upon it. Okay, entered. That would be probably the same. Orbit candidate. I'll be yoink deleting this at all. Same parent, get parent. If parent is body node or parent is orbital slot node. Maybe do need to undo that deletion. What? Okay. not trying to say it's bad, it's nostalgia to me. Yeah, I understand, like... okay, orbit candidate equals area. Get parent. Entered. Orbit candidate equals no. Closest body equals parent body as body node. And the closest body equals no. Entered orbit. Closest body. Okay. This is definitely not great. Not great at all. It's messy. It's so messy. Because the layers are just wrong. Who detects what? What controls who? All the questions needs to be answered. Okay. Let's see. I need debugging. Worst of my planets. This has nothing, but I need to increase the amount of planets generated. How about 30? Density 0.2. And 800. Sure. Run project. Good. New stars. Okay, orbit candidate. Click it. We need to undo. Okay. Orbit candidate set to interaction area. That does not sound okay, but maybe it will work. Enter orbit. Interaction area. That's not interaction area. Because the animations are messing with me, probably. What if I just anchored rather than use orbits. Still like not great. Or I just need to send the information to the ship controller, maybe. Ship controller. Probably. Yep. Yeah, let's, I guess, simplify things. Orbit radius. I don't need it. Orbit speed. Don't need it. Sprite. I do need the sprite. Or do I need the sprite? Probably. Capacity. Why do you need capacity? It's not even being used, so no, capacity is not needed. Colliders. I do need colliders. Probably also need a reference to the ship controller. Okay, the reference to the ship controller. So we passed information to the ship controller. Probably. So it's so dark, I need to turn on my lights. Oh no, it's already that amount of time. Also checking some stuff. Good. Colliders. Interaction area label. I don't think it needs to be on the ship. I think interaction label should travel to different place. To UI route or something. What is my UI route? Also, I'm using the wrong screen, of course. UI. UI route. Enter orbit label. Bonk. Enter orbit label should be in the middle. Something like that. So we delete this one. Hmm? Public void toggle interorbit label. Very simple. So anywhere where interaction be get 3. Nope. True. Kinda messy, but I guess. This one is not needed. Orbits are not needed. Orbit anchor may be needed, as in terms of like I need a place to station or follow someone. Or calculate relative position to them. Or even easier, just plop it onto. Okay, ship data. Yeah. It's orbiting. No. Ship world position. And face slapping. Yeah. Of course. The issues when you have, I guess, 2 editors, you need to remember to switch between those. Or maybe you just need to have a like alert of like, hey, the screen was idle for a very long time. Yeah, what I'm trying now is if I go to system UI, wait, no, UI root, my UI root now has the orbit label, and I will be calling the orbit label from the capital ship by calling a group of UI with the flag. Yeah. And I'm looking what I can actually just remove at the moment. Closest system ready. Current orbit radius is not necessary. Orbit anchor is necessary. Its naming is not correct. So this one is fairly easy. Collider entered, body scan entered. Body entered. Closest body. How do you move it? Should the ship controller move it? Probably. So the ship controller should probably also know about the anchor. Yeah. It does have the travel orbit anchor. So instead of doing like this, and is orbiting is required for a capital ship? Probably not. Basically removing everything. Orbit candidates. Candidate. Do we even need candidate? Probably not. You can set the anchor point. Yeah. Orbit candidate is not necessary, or is it? Maybe not needed. Maybe. So, when body scanner entered, parent. Body scanner entered parent, get parent. Get who entered. And instead of saying the closest body, I would say controller set orbit candidate or something. Then I don't need this one at all. And the anchor can be not area 2D. It could be just no 2D, and I just follow it. Yeah. The question is, do you even need to set get parent here? Not really. If I set up collisions correctly, this area will always be the same. So I don't need to distinguish is it body node or not body node. Collided with body. Do you need to take the if I exit the body? Yes. Controller, clear orbit candidate. Then this one is not needed, this one not needed. Anchoring is also not needed because it will be handled by the controller rather than the visual. I don't need this one, I don't need orbit process, I don't need all of this. Yeah. Could probably even do that with system. Probably? Yeah, probably. Collided with body, sure. And now we add the method. Set target position. Oh, what the hell is this nonsense? It's like ping ponging between things. No. A very simple thing. Travel orbit anchor equals area. Travel orbit anchor equals no. Pretty clear. Okay. Why do you need ship references so much? No idea. The enter orbit is required. Probably. Okay, travel speed, max speed, turn speed, drag. Sure. Non-position orbit. Sure, whatever. An option but ignored. I think I need this one. When E is true, system scene. Yeah. Drill down and drill up probably is required. Velocity, rotation speed. Don't need it. Orbit on arrival. Maybe. Add the group ships. Sure. What's this? They travel. Yeah. Guess a thrust vector. If ship is traveling. What? If ship is traveling. Oh, that's why you have the mode. Travel mode is. You've just pressed. Begin manual control. Travel mode. Yep, travel mode is nothing. Just traveling close, like it duplicates so many flags. Orbit on arrival. Yes. Why this flag exists again? Orbit on arrival. Not necessary. Travel target ship global position. Maybe, but I'm not sure what it does. Travel target. Oh, just move it. So again, don't need it. And space pirates and zombies, one also needs to expand territory. Yeah, I'm also trying to actually do that. If I go to paint. Yeah, so we basically would start with the home system. Need to increase the brush size or just color red, orange. Okay. What? Well, okay, so we'll start with the home system. We'll have some of the planets, some of the moons, and you'll learn how to do the production lines. So you will start with some buildings, like on the planet, for example, and it will produce some materials. And after you get enough materials, you'll get your own ship. Let's say the ship is here. And then you can expand orbital slots, so you take materials from your home planet, move to our planet, our station, build the station, and expand from the home system. Once you fill up the home system, then you will move out to the try to going to other places, basically. Yeah, and then yeah, you take the materials from the home system. Yeah, you take materials from the home system, travel to another place, to build another station, expand there, go back, haul the materials back and forth. Like, you can also probably get some extra fancy materials for research and unlockables. And then you expand to expand more. And then bad things start to happen. So you will have some drawbacks of like building close. You will need to expand even more. Disasters will happen. So maybe this whole system stops producing things, so you need to expand in other places or supplement all of this until you reach a certain place in the galaxy. And that will be, I guess, far later, like the plot of like what happens when we reach that point. There may be other factions later, like aliens. Maybe. Not sure. Because that requires, I guess, making AI. Or you could add multiplayer for it. Yeah. Expansion. Number go up games are very fun. So that's why I'm making number go up game. Okay, player ship is orbiting. False. That is correct way of setting it. But even better thing, if I can use a setter of here, something like that. Okay, thank you for the presentation idea. Sure. It will take a while, but I think it's far more fun. Like, to... I guess this game is way more fun to develop than my previous game. Previous game was learning experience. This one is actually having a system. Oh, I need a full prop then. Prop full. Travel mode. Travel mode. Equals to travel mode none. Oh, cool, it actually completed. Okay. That is not correct. Mode. Return travel mode. Return travel mode, but here it's a bit different. Game state. What? Null conditional assignment is not available. Please use newer language. Why am I not using newer language then? Will there be pulsars, neutron stars, black holes, and similar phenomena? Likely, yes. If I go to definitions, not the right. It would be very easy to implement, I guess. That's how I'm doing. Body types. We have this huge JSON file where you can like define all kinds of materials and stars. So for example, if you need a new star, you just add new ID, name it, add a description, how often it can be, what kind of size it is, what kind of building slots. For example, you probably can only have orbital slots. Maybe there's some high-tech level you can build on actual stars. But I think actually, yeah, I do have neutron and stars and black holes already there. Though the shader is definitely not correct for them. But currently it's using shaders. These sprites like have nothing yet, they don't actually work. But if you ever need like custom ones, you can probably definitely have them. And instead of like SVG file, you can maybe say, hey, like shader, and you define like neutron star shader. Yeah, something like that. And then use the IDs to define what kind of what kind of other behaviors you can use. Same with like other things like recipes. Yeah. I'm planning to make it so you could easily modify, because I do want to not be needing to compile the whole application for it to work. So you could just open the editor and change the game in the way you like. Or expand, add mods, like new buildings. Yeah. Using basic JSON files. What? Null conditional assignment. What do you mean? Okay. It's a content management system. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But yeah. I defined the core behaviors, and you can use those core behaviors to like define infinite amount of content. So if it's called like that, I guess, yeah. Content management system. What are you saying? Of course it does not belong here. Yeah. Oh, the trial mode is private. It should be public. That's right. Okay. So, every time I change the mode, it also updates the game state. If I'm orbiting or not. Yeah. So instead of where is the manual mode? Doing this, I can just delete it because it's already being updated. Okay. So that's manual mode. I don't think I need any of these. Mhm. So windy today. Okay. Tomorrow I may actually go to the workshop. Not sure what I will do. We'll see. Maybe design some more stuff or not. Okay. If action just pressed orbit. F is orbiting. I don't even need this. Just directly call it. And F is orbiting and not in the system scene. Go to main scene, I guess. Oh, then we are not. We want to enter the scene. Okay. Instance is valid. That is nonsense. Otherwise, velocity equals 0. I don't care about, well, technically yes, velocity should be 0. Rotation speed, I'm not rotating, so I don't need it. I actually do need it. Travel to orbit. Is this in the process? Or physics process? How is it called? Anchor? Travel orbit anchor. Look, we'll check back later. Take care. Okay. Instance is valid. I don't care. Delete this. This is a necessary check. Travel to orbit. Move this out. Actually travel to orbit. Misclick, of course. So if orbit anchor is null, do nothing at all. Okay. Traveling to ship. Entering orbit or something like that. Enter manual mode. What do you mean? This travel does not exist. Travel mode. Mode equals orbit. Travel orbit anchor. It's already set. So probably don't even need this. And pass the orbit is also not needed. Travel to orbit. Enter orbit. Go away. Travel targets. If my position is less than 0.5, not really. That is redundant. Attach to orbit. Delete. So much trash. Ship enter orbit. Not really. Travel orbit anchor. Why? No. Okay, that is a bit better. Travel to orbit is actually very simple. Ship dot global position equals to travel anchor global position. So simple. Add travel orbit anchor, get parent. Does the controller need to update the position? Not really. So, if I'm in the body position, travel to orbit. Body node. Body node. It has body data. Orca just said, hey, as a body node. Get parent body node. Game state. But that would introduce a silly nodes. Not sure actually. State is already updated. I don't need to do that. Current body ID. How to get system ID from that, I don't know. But body node dot body data should have an ID. Okay. Set target position. That was legacy. Set target position vector. Again, legacy. Okay, now I have way to travel to orbit. Again, this one is just duplication for some reason. Yep. Seems good. Update travel. It's traveling return. Wait, it already does that here. Physics process already does it. LERP angle. I know it's again just trash. To target. Travel target should be travel target is travel orbit anchor dot global position. That kinda probably not right. This whole method is not necessary. Really have it in physics process, so delete. Well, that looks much cleaner. Build. Oh no. Build. Hmm. If shift not equals null, redundant check. If it's null, it will crash. That's all it needs. Null will crash. What? Like it places the ship outside the star radius, I guess that's a fact. Okay. Still like so bad. Like, yeah, the AI does not understand anything about game development. Nothing at all. Give it small, very small process. Otherwise it will just become extremely difficult to understand. Come on, launch. Cleaning things up. Game. Yeah, we need debugging windows. So. Look, ship. It still works. Whoa. Enter, and it still works. The label does not work though. Enter. Enter. No valid orbit anchor to travel to. Collided with body. No valid orbit anchor to travel to. Does trigger the collision though. Collided with body. Oh, because the controller is not assigned, that's why. Back into ship. What? I need to restart the Godot. It does not understand that something changed at the moment. Yeah. Controller assign. Launch now, and the label is also gone, which means the UI root also needs to be assigned the label. Look, label works. Enter orbit. No valid orbit target. If this trigger collided with body, and it should set the target orbit candidate. Something is calling clear orbit candidate. Switching to manual control. No valid travel orbit is null. How? I did not set it anywhere. Okay. So the manual control reset the target. And if I go in here, it does not follow. Okay, it hops in but does not update. Entering orbit. If travel mode orbit, set the position to the anchor. Maybe. It will be not smooth, but I don't really care at the moment. Animations are not important at the moment. Enter orbit. Beautiful. Of course it failed. Look. It's actually orbiting. It's orbiting. The drill in, drill down does not work anymore. Well, I guess it did not work at all. But the orbit seems to be working. And if I release, it actually goes up. I need to display the ship up. On top. Good. Orbits fixed. Would you look at that? A secret feature. Material transfer. Of course, the controls are kind of funky, but still. Good. Good. What? Okay, that's no errors. Good. Okay. Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Harmonic simplified the controller. If I press Q, it does not work yet. The Q should return the ship to the galaxy map. I guess it's like close enough, even like for a demo of like within the system itself, you can already kind of play, kind of. Yeah. So the idea is like you start at some planet, sure. Start at some planet, the planet has a build menu. Which again does not yet work. My cargo navigations. My input sign correct. Cargo nav down, cargo nav up. What is this nonsense? So that's my cargo panels. Yes, my system app. Whoa. So that is my system app and some controller support, I guess. Ship controller. Main outer systems. If input action, just press ship orbit. Guess I would need to know the inventories for bodies and systems. What is the main state? Game state. What toggles the build menu? Nothing, actually. Entering the orbit toggles the building. Not this spot is building slot. Building, nope, that's just buildings. I think it's in UI. UI system map. Yeah, system map UI. And that's a build panel. Okay, open build panel. And the build panel. Open build panel is not being triggered. Build body inventory info. Is it even used? UI? UI root. You do have system map UI. Body. Yeah, system map UI just became a build panel, which is not being called at the moment. Selected body. Yeah, open build panel. Body and building a slot. So I guess if I had a public void on open build panel and then go into the should be ship controller, maybe. Travel to orbit. Travel to orbit. And then Get 3. Close. Call group. Yeah, it is UI. And we just call the open build panel. Body data ID, and I need more. And building slot. Why do you need building slot for it? Try building a slot. Not body data, but building slots, but first. This is trash. That is not correct at all. Sure. Godot system ID. I guess the issue is still not knowing where the hell the ship is. The Godot variant. Is this because I cannot pass multiple parameters? Or more like because my concrete visuals do not have reference to the data I'm needing. Hmm. Saying I can call like this. I don't know. This is same issue. UI notes. Okay, sure, whatever. Look how it will not work. I said it's not working. Yeah, because the reference is not correct. And the bodies do not have inventories yet. Yeah. So I guess also needs to fix the inventories for each body. Or the body node is actually bad implementation. And system scene is also trash. The drill wheel also does not work. Lol. It does not trigger. This one. No reference. Body node. Launch. Yeah, because it does not have a toggle material transfer panel. Why the drill is constantly 0? Drill in. Middle mouse button does not work. Panning does not work. It shouldn't. On drill requested. Doesn't trigger. Makes sense, I guess. Body no drill requested. Body no. What triggers the drill? Drilling requested in work body. On interaction clickable. On click interact. Okay. What? That is not what I want. One interaction input. Click interact. I don't know what it is. This means it does not need to be here. Mouse button left pass through. Mouse button. It's not the mouse button. If I press the mouse button, it should drill in, I guess. I don't think that's the right idea, but... So if I fly on the body, and click orbit, and click on the body. Nothing happens. It's just so much trash. That does not matter at the moment. What matters more, knowing where the, I guess, game is. This is a bool. Find body ID. I don't know. Maybe. Data layer. Find body by ID. Find body by ID. What? What's a stack? Hmm. Maybe. This one looks like it could use a unit test. Stack push. I think I'll... Okay. This is very nice. Yeah, I think that should be definitely enough for today. I need to grab myself some drink or something. Yep, so good stuff happened. Fix some orbitings, fix some navigation. There was a lot of deleting of the code, like because the dumb. How much deletion? A lot. A lot. Hundreds of lines. Yeah.